words of affirmation and words of love. And that's going to help us to communicate much better and to sustain the relationships that are important to us. And so some of us, really all of us, I'm sure all of us, need to do a checkup on our heart. So if we see that our relationships are failing over and over, or we have short-term success but long-term we're not really having those kind of relationships, the first place to check is our heart. Is our heart being warmed by God? Is our heart being exercised in the right manner? Are we filling our heart with the right things and more of Scripture and less of junk that we read? Are we watching more television that is healthy and less that is trash? Are we surrounding ourselves with people that warm our heart or just frustrate us? All those ways, all those are areas where we can check on ourselves and check on our heart, because our heart has to be clean in order to communicate in a loving manner by using our words. And so we really want to pay attention to our heart and certainly to our words, that they're affirming and not damaging relationships. The second area is that the second way we can improve communication is by building trust. All right, and that's whether we're using words or our actions. Either way, we need to build trust. A catcher, in this case, Pudge Rodriguez, he needs to be able to trust the pitcher, and the pitcher has to trust him. A very important job the catcher has is to call the pitches. And so the pitcher has a couple different pitches that they can throw, types of pitches, and the catcher is the one that decides what the pitcher is pitching. And so they have to communicate that back and forth. And so there has to be a trust that the catcher knows the pitcher, knows the hitter, and knows what's best for the team. All right, and so we have to build trust in the same way with our neighbors in order to know, how can we best communicate with this person? Are they going to trust what we say? Are we going to trust what they say? Do we know them well enough to know, what it is that's going to work for that relationship? Jesus, again, in Matthew chapter 5, back to chapter 5 now, in verse 37, gives us a real helpful tool here. And it's very simple, but very difficult to follow. Let your word be yes, yes, or no, no. Anything more than this comes from the evil one. And so if you want to build trust in your relationship, if you want to sustain a winning relationship, then you have to allow your yeses and your nos to mean yes and to mean no. And if they don't, then you're going to erode trust. And sometimes it can even be, I know in my cases, it's very innocent. You want to please everybody, and the easiest way to please everybody is to say yes. Yes, Cindy, I'll meet you for coffee. I haven't met her for coffee in 12 months, she's been asking me. Yes, Sarah, we'll meet to do this, or Dale. And so over time, that even though you want to do it, you have every intention to do it, but that erodes at a relationship because your yeses don't mean yeses. We need to put some meat behind our yeses, and we have to be able to use no. No, I can't meet you. I mean, don't say that. That was kind of mean. No, it's not going to work out, this week, or no, it's not going. No, I can't take on any more this month, and so, but I can help you find somebody else that can be there for you. And so we have to use no more. It's very important, especially early in relationships, to let your yes mean yes and your no mean no, and then that can really begin to build trust in that relationship. Kids are always paying attention to our yeses and nos, and you all have grandkids, I have kids, and when you say yes to a child, that they know if it happens or not. And if you say something like, yeah, we're going to go to the movies, that doesn't mean we're going to the movies next month. To that child, it means today, if not at least tomorrow, you're going to take them to the movies. And so over time, our kids will develop trust issues, not just with us, but with any adult, because so many times our yeses don't mean yes, and our nos don't mean no. And Jesus says that's extremely important for relationships with Him and relationships with our neighbors. And as a matter of fact, He says we're going to have to answer for our yeses and answer for our nos. So that's the second area. The third area where we can improve our communication is by reaching out and touching others. One of the things that I really liked in the game the other night was when the young pitcher, Steven Strasburg, had a little difficult pitch here or there. The other team actually hit a home run. Pudge went out and put his arm around the pitcher. And so that was a nonverbal communication, but